Hello, everybody. Listening to a little bit of Racer X in the background there. How could you not want to listen to Racer X? If you've never heard of Racer X before, damn, you got to go do that. Today, what are we doing? We're looking at one of my oldest favorite companies, Mercuriall Audio. And you're like, well, if it's one of your oldest favorite companies, dude, how come we haven't seen it on the channel really a lot? I just, honestly, no other reason other than sometimes I just forget about things. And that's unfortunate because this is a really great plugin from a really great company. Admittedly so, I will go over my cons on the plugin as well. My only major con on this plugin straight out of the blocks is the UI. There's a lot of wasted space in this UI, and it makes it really big as well. Like, sure, you can go and do that. I can go, yeah, I mean, I could do this. And see, roughly, I would like the plugin to be roughly like that. And there's lots of wasted space down here, which is not like not the end of the world, because you can make it big, small, or really big. And I'm looking at you have to look at the reasons why it's big, though. The reasons why it's big is it's accommodating, like, what are we accommodating? That's what we have to look at here. We're accommodating the stuff on the left, and it's taking up a little bit of space as a result. However, that being said, it's nice to have this space as well, because you can sort of tuck the pedals in there. If you've ever used this before, you can kind of tuck the pedals in there. I want to use the 808. And pow, there it is. But if I want to bring it down, I could bring it down to here. And then I can line my pedals up along here and then have the settings like that. That's not a big deal. So that's how you kind of get around that and utilize that space. It's not wasted space if you use it. So in this case, I'm going to use it. I'm not going to close my Screamer. I'm just going to leave it open and chilling. How are you guys doing? A couple of people in here. Mark Studios. Sorry I didn't get to you with your prize last night, Mark. Mark Studios. I admittedly just ran out of gas. Today is day one of day 2 or 3 actually of a very different lifestyle for me. I'm making some big changes, as mentioned in a few other streams, so I'm talking about that throughout. And actually had to delete a comment because someone was just like, it was super rude. I deleted it. I wasn't going to acknowledge it, but the guy's like, dude, I don't care about your life. I just want to hear guitar. Hey, dude, listen. Dude, listen. Where we do live streams. And I'm not going to talk about this kind of stuff in our regular in the regular pre-recorded content, though. So you just got to be a little bit more sensitive, I think. So anyways, we're going to go over a couple of the new stars of the show here, and I think there's one coming soon as well, which is pretty cool. They teased what looks to be a Soldano SLO 100 for Ampbox today or yesterday. I think it was today. And that's surprising to me because usually they run very slowly at Mercuriall Audio, slowly, methodically, pristine and precise modeling of analog circuits. No fucking black magic going on here, folks. No black box magic, no nothing. These guys do it from analog. They do it straight up. And these guys are incredible at what they do. But however, that being said, the release schedule, sometimes I feel like Mercuriall must be building all along, must have been building secretly for someone else as well, under the scenes. Because their release schedule has never been hectic. One, maybe 2 plugins a year, but they're always bangers, absolute bangers. Yes, I did. Ton, I did get your email. I see it. I will be getting to you today, sir. So we're also going to open. So I'm going to check this out first. So we've got the Tweed Blues, and then we've got the Tweed Bass, Shabazz. They've got a couple of these in here, which is pretty cool. We're going to play around with a little bit of this and a little bit of that today. See how these sound. All right, so we're going to Nice. It's very nice. I've not used this at all, but again, it goes back to the trust factor. Do I trust it? Yes, Mercurial Audio is a company that I will trust to the grave. And I will trust their technology to the grave. All right? So I'm going to go right in and just enjoy myself. I disagree. Soldanos are not overdone. There are not enough good. There are a few good ones. I also think that maybe the SLO 100 has been given a lot of takes, but I think there's a few other Soldano products that are getting left behind. But that being said, is there room in my life for a Mercurial Audio level SLO 100? Yes, there is, because I don't have the Neural DSP version. And I think that this one is about to crush that one, or at least very close to being identical in quality. It is going to be a gooder. Now, we're going to go through the various portions of it. If you've never used this plugin before, do tell me in the chat. If you've never even heard of Mercurial Audio before, do tell me in the chat, because this is a company that does not do they do absolutely no real serious marketing. They don't do any of like the big paying the biggest and the greatest. I love this company. I always have. They've been around for a very long time. And we're just going to try a few of the IRs they have on board here. Wow. I think they probably could have added a cabinet for these little guys. Did they or did they not? I'm not 100% sure. Guys, I got something in my eye. Got something sticking in my eye. Eye. Sticking in my eye. Eye. You don't know that song? I feel sorry for you. And you should fix that. No effects. Sticking in my eye. And every time you have something in your eye for the rest of your life, as it's been since I heard that song for the first time, I'm about 15 years old. I say that every time. The last maybe 31 years. Every single solitary time I've had something in my eye. And I've said it. So you guys should listen to that song. A little low on the level. There you are. Driven Fender, love me some no effects. I'm glad you do, Kyle. What's the general consensus on the best SLO Neural? Neural? I don't know. You guys tell me. I think the one from Nembrini Audio is superb. The one from Neural DSP is flawless. No joke about it. It is absolutely awesome. I feel like maybe it's got just a tiny pinch, just maybe a tiny pinch too much gain to be, but I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying that like where I would normally set the gain control, I find myself dialing it back with that one. Oh my gosh, I thought that was a, oh, shut up. Stupid eye lock. I thought that was my stream had died. Little notification. I was about to snap. If you like no effects, I'm going to be playing some of it on the guitar today for funskies. See, we're not all chugs here all the time. It's all chugs all the time. It's all just metal. I'm not just a metal guy. I like myself lots of different tones. This is the most versatile pickup set I think I've ever used in my entire life. This is the Billy Corgan Z1 from Railhammer, and I am absolutely in love with this pickup set. So much to the point where if by just by some chance that this new pickup from Aurora Tone that is going to be arriving this week, stoked on that. For some reason, if it does not work out in the Tempest, I'm hoping just to get a set of these in gold and then I'm out. In and out. Hey, how's it going? Flavia Leonardo. Nice to meet you. Like, bye? Aw. Flavia, does that mean you're leaving us? Sorry, dude. Did I bum you out? Or is that you saying like bye to the person that was being kind of a jerk? I don't know. Either way, you have an amazing name. I hope you stick around, Flavia. And you sound like you might be of the Italian, might be of Italian descent, and some of my favorite people on the planet are Italian. I was just talking to one of them, Luca Capozzi from Audiordi. Yeah. Hey, my buddy. He has said that he is giving us a flanger to give away in a stream I'll be doing this week for Audiordi gear. We're just going to get a bunch of Audiordi gear and do some fun times, tones, and whether it be metal or not metal or anything else, we're just going to have some fun skis. And we're going to go through some Audiordi stuff, giving away a flanger, the brand new flanger. And it is actually an incredible flanger. From what I've been told by everyone that has ears and has tried it, they all seem to think that this thing is the bee's knees. And if not the bee's knees, at least the bee's like hips, maybe. I would say that not even the knees. Let's go with the bee's like lower back, you know? Anyways, Flavia, I hope you stick around, dude. Or wait, is Flavia, I don't know if it's man's or a woman's name. I do apologize. And that was not meant to be insulting. I don't always know. I can't always tell. Nils! Yeah! Nils in the house. Did you seriously order a 6-string bass, bro? From Mindsinger? That is the sickest thing I've ever heard. Ilmyra, it's nice to see you as well. I'm more of a Bad Religion guy. No Effects is special to me. There's no wrong answers with that scene. Yeah, I agree with you. Bad Religion is like the grilled cheese of punk rock bands for me. I'll never turn it down, but it's not always the first thing on my mind. You know? I'll never turn down a grilled cheese sandwich, but I'm not always thinking, man, I want a grilled cheese sandwich right now. But if someone offers me a grilled cheese sandwich, or if it comes up, do you want to make grilled cheese? I'm all in. You know what I mean? I don't know what the deal is. I'm hung up on Flavia's comment. I don't know what he was trying to say. Like, bye. I don't know what he meant. So it was vague. Could have been in support. Nils, we are very well aware. We've been talking about it just before you got here. There's no doubting that those fucking knobs, they're definitely Soldano. This thing sounds great. Absolutely just wonderful sounding amp sim so far. This is the Blues. Is this the Tweed Blues? Yeah, this is the Tweed Blues. There's the Tweed Blues and the Tweed Bass. Nice, you got the solidest stuff. Sick. I don't know exactly when. It may be sometime down the road, but I know that Luca has a plan for the Solidai. Solidus. The Solidai plugins. The Solidus. He does have a plan. And like I said, though, he's very busy, and I don't know exactly when that plan is coming into, if the plan comes into fruition. But he told me about maybe an idea, and I'm like, damn, that sounds like a cool idea. Dude tried the Trondheim Mesa IRs with the Ampbox Stealth and U530. I will have to do that. I don't have that. Wait, is it built right? It's not built. You're not talking about something that's built in, are you? No. I haven't tried the Trondheim stuff. I don't think I've tried any of it, to be honest. BJ Russell, how are you, dude? These pickups are perfect for skate punk and stuff too, because you can really hear that that stutter pick. You talking about me? Hold on. Yeah, Myers, I only use Reaper. I can't be bothered to use another DAW, dude. I can never do it. Never, ever. I did it once where I started with Cool Edit way back. And then Cool Edit, from Cool Edit, I went to Cubase. And then, for lack of a better term, I was essentially not homeless, but I was between houses for a little while. So I had to stop recording, didn't have a computer, didn't have much of anything. And then when I got my new rig together, that was when I started on Reaper. That was about 15 years ago. And since then, one time I tried switching to, I wanted to go back to Cubase and said like, oh, okay, maybe it's time. I went to Cubase. I was miserable. I was just like, nah, I'm just going to stay Reaper for life. I paid for I have a lifetime license, and I'm just very excited about it. All right. Anyways, this is one sick plugin. I only wish he would. Yeah, Spark. Spark isn't coming, dude. I don't know exactly the reasons, as I've asked the question many times. I'm really good friends with Slava, their old AR guy, in-house AR. He was also their English guy as well, because they are not from, I believe I don't want to say Russian based. I don't know exactly, but I know it's like Eastern Europe somewhere, maybe. I don't know exactly where they're based. But he was their English guy, and we got to know each other pretty good over the years, and he has since moved on. But even in those days to now, I've asked the question several times, and I don't know that they really want to give the all-inclusive answer. But then they also dropped this guy right here, and so they've dropped this in there to kind of try to hold that space for the Marshall folks. I'm gonna, dude, Tune. Hopefully everyone is having a good day. I'm having a weird day. We were going to talk about this because we've talked about everything. I started taking something called, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing it, it's ashwagandha. I am using this to just kind of take the notch off the top, if you will. And it's so far so good. I've also kind of backing off on the green stuff. Yeah, it's just bring it back to you. Yes, they do. I'm adjusting these pickups just a little bit. I want to see what I can do here. I think that might have been the ticket right there. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep track with the comments as well. Evening, chaps. What's the... Sorry, guys. I'm trying to keep up here. If you're in the chat, by the way, say hey. Say ho. This bad tone's got to go. This is not bad tone, though. I'm just kidding. Nice to see everyone. No, not ayahuasca. Ashwagandha. It's just like a relaxing herb. Sounds terrific to me. There's sort of like areas of these pickups where you want to just be careful. I noticed that there's just like it can get a little bitey on the top. Let's not get too crazy with that conversation though, guys. I don't want to get flagged. I'm basically looking for, essentially, I learned there was an interaction, negative interaction happening with two things that I was taking daily, and one of them's got to stay, and one of them's got to chill out. So that's essentially where I'm at. Today's been a kind of a weird day, just like. The rest of this week will probably be kind of a weird week. Sorry I was a little bit late, guys. I got in this mode where I was like, I need to get up. I need to work out. I need to clean up the house a bit. I got this like vibe of energy. I've been playing Skyrim throughout the day today. I don't know if I got ripped off, though, because I feel like we bought two different anniversary bundles. And that to me, like we bought the anniversary bundle and then for some reason it kept on asking us to get another anniversary bundle. I don't know. So I just got it anyway. I don't know if it actually added anything. I'm not even really sure what I'd done. But nonetheless, like I've restarted that game a little while back and it's just such a soothing and relaxing game, as well as Fallout 4. Been playing a lot of that, although I've pretty much taken that about as much as far as I can go. Not quite, but like I've gone around to basically every single settlement and made sure that it is just jacked up to where I think I've spent something to the effect of, I don't know, 350 hours on Fallout 4 on just the newest run through. Boop. Dang it. Not staying. I just want to stay in tune today. Anyhow, I'm hoping everybody's having a wonderful day. I'm having a pretty decent day. It's also like a change of seasons happening where I'm in my part of the world, and changes of seasons here are fucking brutal. It was like just 2 weeks ago, it was minus 40 Celsius. And then we're working in today. It was plus 6 Celsius. And you're like, what? That's just, it's gonna do strange things to the human body. Let's try some different IRs. Let's just kick around here a little bit. It's a bit dork, although we have been chilling out our presence in our treble here. Sounds pretty good. Oh boy, I don't know what's going on here, boys. We got a cat puke. Well, that was embarrassing. Nonetheless, when you have things going on around the house, I'm not in a studio here, so things do happen. The little man was kind of in a weird spot, and he gets kind of worried when he is blind, and when he has issues, he tends to get a little worried and let the house know that he's having an issue. Sorry about that, folks, but he was in a weird spot. I had to help him out. Nah, I'm good, guys. Sorry about that. Like I said, though, I mean, I don't have a specific studio room. I live in a small apartment, and we just work with the space we have, which is not much. Which is also kind of if I'm gonna be straight up and honest, another one of the reasons for like a mental hang up these days. I got to get out of this place. Been in this place too long. Been at this place now for about 13 years. 13, I guess, yeah, even more. Longer than that. Been here for a long time now, and kind of done. Kind of just want to move along to... we almost had it, though. For those of you that recall, there was a time where we were actually supposed to move out of here into a different apartment, into a nice little, like, there was a studio that I was going to build. And lo and behold, my brother and his wife, they had a baby and did not have a place, a proper place that they were living in. They had like a small apartment like we do. So we're just like, you guys take the place. It got renovated really nice for them. And now they have like their family place. So that was kind of just something we did for family though. But rest assured, I cannot wait to get out of here and build like a nice little man cave / like creation zone studio type thing. Little place to put my things and kind of like a little corner of the house or the basement. And that'd be much nicer. Preferably the basement or a place that I can block out more light. Makes it a little bit easier. So yeah, this is sounding pretty good. This Marshall does sound good. Do I like it as much as Spark? I have to say this because I have to be honest. Fuck no. Not even close. I really, really, really like Spark. And that's going to be another thing we're going to do. So maybe sometime this week we'll go over all the standalone Mercurial Audio plugins. Ampbox is cool. I like Ampbox a lot. I really do. And I really don't know the reason that Spark, I'd love to know the specific reason that Spark is not involved here, but sadly, we do not have it. And that's okay. Like, not every developer has to be like super upfront with every single decision they make. This is a very, very... I'm going to scoop that out a bit. That sounds way better. These are definitely pickups that enjoy having a little more scoop to them. Let's just bring that up till we hear just the edge of that those nice mids pop in. A little bit more. That's about right there. The ecstasy. Yeah, let's go over the amps that are involved here. By the way, we have the ecstasy. This thing is a tone machine. Lots and lots of stuff going on with this amp. It is very complex, admittedly so, that to the point where there's a lot of switches on here. And if you're one of those people that's not really like a tweaker, or a knob turner, you don't like them fucking knobs and switches, then maybe not necessarily for you, but this thing is pretty badass. Go to the can't remember how oh, we're already on this channel. Are we? Wait. Which one's the Cameron mod? Is it the Channel 3 mod? It's a nice sounding amp. Have to go buy something for my cell phone. Be back in 10. Thanks so much. No problem. Not a huge fan of the inbuilt IRs. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not always either. And I don't think there's a way to load your own in here, is there? Is there? I've never really looked for it. Is there a way I can load my own? Or is that not in here? I don't think there's an IR loader in here. Is there? Or is that something that's just gotten by me forever? I don't think you can add your own IR here. Either way, you can turn it off and use your own loader, like everything else. But then you're kind of missing out on a lot of the other the trinkets and stuff in here. There's lots of fun stuff. Okay, let's go through the amps real quick. Just I'll come back to the Euphoria. Yes, there is? Okay. How do I do that then? I've never actually... it's never come up. Wait a minute. Yeah, but I'm using my... when you click IR, you can use their selection of IRs. I did click IR. I've just never... It's funny, like I'm stuck here for a second. I'm like, there's reverb IR. Right over here. I see what you mean. You click the little... I got you. All right, let's just bring in the boss. I've never actually needed to do it, so I just never bothered. I've played with this plugin a lot, but typically it's just been in a showcase situation where I just haven't bothered using my own IR. I'm blind as a bat. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm thinking to myself. See you later, Absent. Appreciate you. Yeah, dude, I got you. Sorry about that. It's one of those things where you just, like, if you didn't look for a feature before and you've never actually done it, you're just like, what? Then I should have just looked at the 3 dots and been like, yeah. But for whatever reason, I just blanked. That doesn't... I was thinking to myself all the while, like, that doesn't make any sense. There's no way they would do that. I don't know that there are many companies that don't have a built-in loader anymore, apart from... I don't think you can do it in the Brainworks plugins, which you should be able to do. It would be the easiest thing to add, but I don't think they allow it. I can't think of too many that don't have it. Excursion which, sorry? White Shreds, how are you? Yes, sir. We actually, if you look into our live streams, we just did a bunch of streams with THU, and I'll be doing more this week, actually. Been talking with the guys at THU about a few different things, the guys at Overloud, rather. And yeah, definitely happy to do some THU content this week. They said they wanted to give out a couple of something. I don't know exactly what. I'm just kind of connecting back and forth with them right now. Also, they're telling me about some stuff that's coming up, and that's pretty sick. Nice to meet you, White Shreds. Nice to see you, Nils. The Ecstasy sounds great. Personally snagged the Angle preamp. That was, yeah, they had it on for free, which is pretty awesome. We're not really doing anything too exciting today. As far I'm not trying to metal it up. I'm trying for some nice, clear, rock tones. Nothing real chuggy. Just rock to hard rock stuff today. Nice. This thing is just so much fun. There's just so much quality stuff in here. Of course, you have the U530. You have the Reaxis. And if you've ever used the Reaxis, this thing is awesome. Moving on, you've got the Twin Rectifier. And this thing is one of the best rectifiers I think that I've ever heard. Maybe, I don't know many that are better, to be honest with you. I wanted to get the staff to get my signature tone in there. As far as overloud? Interesting. That's something, I mean, they seem to be pretty open to signature stuff. I mean, I don't know. You'd have to contact them. I mean, if you have, I would assume you need like, I don't know if you've got like a following and such. Typically, they'll require some level of following for a signature, like a signature tone pack. But that being said, are you talking about more about like just your presets, like some of the presets you've made? They could even be open for that because they have not even a metric ton. They have like 90 tons of presets in there. They're more presets than anybody's ever needed ever. Just making sure I've got everybody. Woo! Holy shit. This rectifier is awesome. I forgot how good it was. And that is a tone that if you're a fan of skate punk, you'll know how huge the rectifier was in that scene. It was a massive amp in that scene. Huge, massive amp. And I'll never forget the first time I walked into a punk rock show and saw 2 amps on the stage with diamond plate. I think it was 15 or 16. I walked in, I was seeing Strung Out for the first time, and I looked on stage left and there's a rectifier, looked on stage right. What are these amps? And the lights were shining off them. I think it was silver plate and the lights were shining off them in a way that if you guys know the feeling, if you've ever been to a live show and seen two guitar players with rectifiers on the stage, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The lights hit them. There's the diamond plate and you're just like, oh, those amps look awesome. 15, 16 years old. I think I gassed so hard that I must have passed out. That fantastic looking amps. And then after that, it became an obsession for my friends and I looking for like rectifiers. Oh, do they have rectifiers? Oh, do they have rectifiers? You know. Yes, absolutely, Omiris. And I say that all the time. Everybody try to make sure that you hit sales, guys. I mean, I don't want to be saying like never buy anything at full price. It's for suckers. But I mean, guys, there's lots of sales in this industry. So much to the so many sales in this industry. Man, that sounds good. It's a little bit of bananas. Ooh. So if you're looking for like a modern hard rock, and when you ask which, I mean, take your pick. Nickelback, 3 Days Grace, Godsmack, all of those bands. I think are all rectifier bands, or at least were at one point in time. I think Nickelback's all direct rigs now. A little bit too much sizzle there. Wow, that sounds good. Reaxis was really one of the first amp sims you ever bought? Well, I'm an impulsive person. I find the plugin I like. I usually just insta-buy the whole set. Hey, man. All right. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I know we're listening to Austrian Death Machine. It's been in the playlist a long time. And I'm just going to take it out. I'm going to take it out. Obvious reasons. Peace. I love that low end. Boom, 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 boom. I have like 7 tuners for no reason. That's not... You sound like my mom. You do. You sound like my mom in the sense of just like, that's the kind of stuff that she does. She just likes to... She does stuff like that. She'll just be like, I found this one thing and I bought one for everybody in the family. And you're like, what? What are you saying right now? Amp... Ooh. Oh, I forgot you could do that. Excuse me. Look at that. Would you look at that? Whoa! Look at that. Look at that. What do you guys think in the comments? For me, when I see extra skins inside a plugin to change the look of the amp, I just like, whoo, it always excites me. Why? It's just fun. I like that. I like that stuff. I love that shit. And I've used that along with Bo recently on something really, really awesome. We've used that idea. I think Bo and I are all both huge fans of that idea. And Bo is moving himself into some some UI work. Oh, this riff. Hang on, guys. Riff break. Wow. If you're not a fan of Archspire, that's okay. I understand they're a little bit not for everyone, but still, you have to appreciate some of them riffs. The riffs. This part. Ooh. Wait. Hang on. Oh. Oh, it's so good. It's just so good. I'm sorry, but I said this so many times. Archspire is actually it's everything death. It's everything. I'm gonna catch some shit for this. I love it. I'll catch some shit for this because why not? Archspire is everything that Brendan Small wishes Deathclock could be. That's just what I'm gonna say. And Archspire is definitely, if you can't see or if you can't hear the similarities between Archspire and Deathclock, man, you must be deaf. I think Deathclock is fantastic. I just think it's super goofy that Brendan Small has put way more, like, it's almost like he took the show to launch the band and then put the show on the back burner while he just toured the shit out of the band. And it's like, no one ever told Brendan Small that, like, dude, I don't know many people, like, you need both. It is a symbiotic relationship. You can't just put the show away and continue to tour the band. We want the show too, bro. Give us some more seasons of Metalocalypse, bro. And I know they did the little movies and stuff, but I'll catch some shit later for saying that, but I'm going to say it. I'll say it again. Archspire is everything that Brendan Small wishes Deathclock was. And God, they're fucking good at it. Needs more cowbell. More cowbell. I can't do. I can do. The only thing in Christopher Walken I can do is wow. I can't do it. I wish I had a top shelf. My friend can do a top shelf Walken. Can we listen to Joe Hendry right at the end of the stream, brother? It's the wrong guitar today. Anybody that watched the Royal Rumble, though, couldn't help but get a little bit emotional for that dude when he came out in the Rumble and the fucking place absolutely... That arena popped right off its foundation. That guy got the biggest pop of the Royal Rumble. Yeah, there are. I want more horse armor skins? What does that mean? You mean like for Skyrim or for The Witcher or might get I'm nice for this energy. Damn it. Really? Is it the rules where you have to fine. He appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I'm not going to play along because I'm not synced. We saw this video before we knew who he was. My wife and I just started getting back into wrestling on Netflix because it just makes it so easy. They put the vault on there. That gave me the biggest childhood woo of all time because I'm like, they put them all on Netflix. Every WrestleMania from when I was a kid. I'm like, oh, you know, it's just so excited. And then in that, we started watching some of the new stuff, and we saw this Joe Hendry video pop up. We had no idea he was a wrestler. No idea. Not a clue he was a wrestler. And we saw the video and we're like, what the fuck is this guy? Who the hell is he and what the fuck is this? And we're like, why does it have 1 billion views? This is insane. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he just like, we're watching the Rumble and we laughed so hard that both of us literally was like, we saw it about 5-6 days before the Rumble. And we had no idea who he was. I hadn't been keeping up with TNA or anything like that. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, this dude comes out and we're both looked at each other like, holy shit, he's a wrestler. Holy fucking shit. We got to order a shirt. Oh, sorry, dude. I didn't get up for the big wave. But man, you got to love that guy's story though. The guy's been at the work in the indie circuit. It's like a band. It's like hearing a band that's been grinding it for years and years and years and years finally gets big. And that is cool. It's a good feeling when anybody that's worked their ass off to get somewhere and finally they get a break. Man, I think there are many of us out there that would love that to happen to us. So we're all kind of like, we feel that. Gosh, would I ever love. I've put in some work into this industry, man. I'd love to get. No, I'm just kidding. I'm all right. So, how are you guys doing? What the fuck is up? What are you guys up to this week? How was your Monday? I'm charged up. It's Monday. I'm finally shedding some of the anxiety that I've had flowing today. I'm shedding it throughout the stream here. So it's fantastic. You get to, So yeah, anyways, we were getting back to it. I wanted to go right back to what we were talking about, this being a rock amp. A lot of people say, and they view the Mesa Boogie dual rectifier as a metal amp, and I couldn't be further from the truth. In my opinion, it's not a metal amp because the bulk of the use of the rectifier is in rock music, hard rock and rock music. That is a fact. That is a fact. I've seen this amp on way more stages with hard rock and heavy rock and all types of rock bands than I have, and punk bands, than I have with metal bands. I mean, and I think that over time, when tighter, heavier amps started coming out, sure, a lot of bands used to use the rectifier, but I think a lot of bands have gotten away from the rectifier over the years. You guys can take your pick. I mean, I'm not sure out of all the bands that used to use rectifiers, I'm not sure which ones still do or not. But it's definitely one of those amps that, sure, it does metal just fine, but it's got such a booming and giant low end that after metalcore, it was huge in metalcore, right? I mean, the 5150, 6505, and the rectifier were the metalcore amps to have. And there's no fucking around in hardcore as well. Hardcore, it was the rectifier. Lots of bands had rectifiers in the hardcore scene, but a hardcore is not fully metal. I'm talking about just like death metal. Cannibal Corpse is one of the bands I can still think use it. Speaking of Cannibal Corpse, maybe next time we use Ampbox, I'll bring in a metal guitar and we'll try out the metal zone in front and use it in that Cannibal Corpse sort of way. Finishing at the gym. You know what, man? That's inspiring. I'm gonna do a little workout after the stream here. I didn't get a chance. I did a little bit. I just did some easy meditations type yoga, but I didn't really. I'm trying to do some, like, at least a half an hour of intense activity every day, and like just can burn off some of those. I don't know what that meant. Vibes. It meant to go like this, but instead it went like this. So I don't know. We're just going to burn off some of the. I don't have any weight to burn off. I really don't. I need to gain weight. So it's really strange to. I don't want to do a lot of cardio because I don't want to lose any more weight. But I need to gain weight, if anything, without going and actually eating lard. I want to gain healthy weight. Yeah, but Adult Swim's got to let that go. But I know that Brendan Small, if I was Brendan Small, I would be pushing on it even more, though. Somehow. Got to get that show back. Or just, you know what? Go to another network and just make something that's almost exactly the same, that we get it, what he's doing. He's like, how many times have we seen bands try to get out of record contracts by just throwing a live album out there at the very end of the contract? You know what I mean? Find out, what's it gonna take to get... Oh, rogue mustache hair. What's it gonna take? What is it gonna take to get out of that contract so he can take a free agent? Because you know and I know, Netflix or Tubi or Prime or somebody's gonna pick that up and give him a blank check and say, do whatever the fuck you want. Make it as fucking vile and nasty, and make it swear as much as you want, and kill whatever you want. Make it great. Make Metalocalypse great again. I'm gonna get it. That's what I need. I need a shirt that says "Make Metalocalypse great again." What's the lead for that? That's it. Your time will come. Your time will come. Whoa, whoa. I would do the 30 minutes of intense activity. But the... I've been testing the UA stuff. The 3 plugins they have, the Luna... But yes, they should come tomorrow. I know that Bo, you tested that stuff. What was your opinion on the UA stuff? Is it anything that was like, wow, just like something that everybody needs to try right now? I don't think it was, because I remember, if I'm not mistaken, I remember Bo saying just like a little bit about it and just being like, man, I don't know, they just exist, you know? Like, I don't know if that's your thing, but trying to find some good tunes here. Yeah, they'll do. Check this riff out from Spawn of Possession. Check out these I call them corpse hammer-ons. Man, that's a band. They barely use any distortion. If you listen to those albums, they don't even use a lot of gain on their guitars. Very clean guitars for guys that are absolutely shredding the life out of those fretboards. All right. Hopefully everybody's having a great day. I say that a lot in streams, but I want to reassure you that that is why I'm here, guys. I'm here to help you guys have a better day, and thank you for helping me to have a better day as well. Cooking up some news today. We're going to be doing a signature plugin with Fuse Audio Labs. I can't tell you what it is. We already have one. It will be rebranded. It's currently branded Honest Amp Sim Reviews, but it will be rebranded the Amp Sim Universe. You can go buy the Dozer Drive. And the Dozer Drive is a half fuzz and a half tube screamer, 2 pedals in one that you can use to smash into each other in any way or blend them together the way you choose. And it's a fun plugin, guys. You got to go and check it out. The Dozer Drive. It will be rebranded, and there will be it'll be rebranded. There'll be a slight change in the UI, and then there will be one new feature added to it. Be a bass feature of some sort that is going to be added to it, and then we're going to be doing something fun. We're going to be doing something interesting. All I can tell you is it is for the bass guitar. The bass guitar. I can't tell you anything else, but I will tell you that we are going to be doing something with Fuse this year, and it will be based on the bass guitar. What fuzz? The Dozer Drive. Is that what you're asking me? The Spark thing needs more stuff that is just guitar and bass related. I would talk back in the day, UA was the standard, but now lots of other devs. Yeah, I don't even know if that was true. I remember going to my buddy Rob's. We call him Robbie Reverb, and he was like, "Yeah, man, I got these plugins, and I don't really know how to use them. I don't know anything about them. You want to help me install them? Because I know you do that sort of thing." I was like, yeah, I'll come out and help you out. So I came down, and he bought a whole bunch of, the guy's got, and he just bought like all of these amp sims. Everything that was originally like the UA exclusive stuff, he bought all of them. Be it the soft tube and the Brainworks and all the other stuff. And I remember using it, and he has a beautiful setup. I was sitting on a chair in between like 2 $4,000 monitors or something to that effect, and in a treated room, and it's a beautiful, the nicest home studio I've ever been in, because I've only been in a handful, but it is gorgeous. We used to record there way back in the day, but it was only like at that point a barely insulated basement, and it was not what it is now. Anyways, I remember sitting there and playing and thinking to myself, this is it? Like, there was nothing that said to me, there was nothing that grabbed out at me and just was like, wow, this is like the greatest thing I've ever heard in my life. I expected them to be like a leg above, and it wasn't really a leg above. And then it all came out for native in native form anyway. There's a fuzz face. I'll show you. Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah. Let's just do it. Dozer. It is a fuzz fuzz face, just an average fuzz face. There's a Doom mod, and there's also a transistor mod. And on the other side is, I think it's a TS7. And that has just the fat mod on it. You have the ability to go parallel to mix, or you can go fuzz, screamer, screamer, fuzz. I like to go screamer, then fuzz, so that you can fire a signal into the fuzz face that's got a little bit more like an edge to it. And then it sounds really, really good. Tons of presets. Do grab it. It's a great plugin. I still use it all the time. It's fantastic. And it's unique in the fact that fuzz plus a tube screamer can really sound good in like a high gain form. It really can. Nice. Ghost Fixter. Ghost Fixter. Is this your first time in the stream, or have we spoken before? Welcome to the stream. Either way, my name is Tyler. And this is welcome to the Amp Sim Show 102. Be hanging out with you guys for a little bit longer anyway. We're going to be just going through Ampbox here today, and it is one of my favorite plugins. But for whatever reason, I often forget that it's there. I don't know why. And when I'm putting together content now, I've kind of put it in a situation where I've made sort of a scheduling type of a scenario where I've listed all the developers that we cover, and like some of, like, we're going to be listing some like new products and stuff like that. So I can look at those and say, well, I haven't done a stream on these guys, and I'll have a date there that says the last date we did, or the last episode we did on that particular company was this. We should do more. And I really do want to spread it out between all developers. But I really do like leaning on the developers that don't spend so much on marketing and advertising, because, they don't have as quite the leg up. All right, let's move along. Man, I don't really want to move along. Oh. Wow. So much clarity to these pickups. These are very, very clear pickups. Again, for the billionth time, I've been just fallen madly in love with the Billy Corgan Z1s. And like, wow. I can't wait. I'm going to try to get my hands on another set and maybe put them in something else, because this guitar sounds rad, but I almost want to try them in something else, but they're never leaving this guitar. I think this guitar has been waiting for its forever set for, like, I think I've had this guitar 8 years now, 9 years, and it has had different, like, I want to say that this guitar has housed 30 different sets of pickups over its life. Not 30. We'll say 20 different sets of pickups. That sounds a lot more plausible. 20 different sets of pickups, because I tested a lot of EMGs in this when I was testing for EMG. And I tested a whole bunch of Fishman sets in this when I was testing with a bunch of Fishman stuff. And a bunch of Sewer stuff as well. There's a Doug Aldrich set that was in here. Not a Pete Thorne, but there was another set from Sewer that was in here. And that's just off the top that I can remember. There was a couple of Zed sets that I put in here. Like, man, this guitar has paid its dues. So I think these are going to live in it forever. This guitar is known as the Shark because it kind of looks like a Surfcaster, but it's a Skatecaster. It's the old Surfcaster body shape, but it's a Skatecaster instead. That's one of my bucket list guitars, guys, is to get the old style, like the old style Charvel Surfcaster with like the pickguard and the ugly lipstick pickups that I would rip out in a heartbeat. Beautiful guitars. And they aren't actually selling for an extraordinarily high price, being as rare as they are. So that's kind of neat. You have an EX, sorry, Ghost Fixture. That's a tongue twister. Ghost Fixture. Alexi Lehau. You have an Alexi Lehau V? Yeah, you're right, man. The Floyd Rose is... I would just block it. If you don't intend on using the Floyd a lot, I would just put a tremolo on it. And then when you want to use it, just undo the little... and then use it, and then right back up. And it's easy to level it. You don't have to, like, you're not using shims and weird, you're not sticking weird stuff in there. I know a few people that have done some very strange things to block Floyds. Some more drastic than others. Me, I used to use this, like, these like little shims and just keep putting them in there until things were perfect. And it's a real pain in the ass even to block it. But the tremolo is actually worth just spending the 50 or 60 bucks installing it and never thinking about it again. That's my opinion. There's like 16 trillion fuzz face variations. Saying it's a fuzz face is like saying it's a sausage. Well, it does do the sausage wave. That's what we're all looking for from a fuzz pedal, right? That big sausage, that big uniform sausage wave. That's what we're looking for. I actually don't know specifically which fuzz face it was modeled from precisely. I don't actually know. I know that when we went into it, I just said I really wanted a pedal that could do both of those things. And Ray at Fuse Audio Labs is a genius, an absolute certified genius, and he was very up for that. I was talking to Ray today, and we sort of dusted off an old project that we were thinking about, probably close to 2-3 years ago now. It would have been the first of its kind at the time, but now there's been a couple companies that have thrown them out there, sort of. This is going to be a lot of fun, though. I can talk more about it once I'm happy to talk about it during development. There won't be an embargo on that. I'm happy whenever we're working on something, I'm going to be very transparent. If we're working on it, we'll be using the betas and testing things out in streams and giving you guys even the option to be like, hey, you know what would be cool if you did this or that or this or that, or it'd be cool if it was red, or if that was this, or if it had another switch for that. That's a whole big part of why we like to do these, and then eventually, hopefully you guys feel a little bit like you've been part of the product, and then you'll be more likely to want to own it, right? And it won't be snake oil. And there's nothing that'll ever come from us will be like, you'll buy it and be underwhelmed. I can promise you that. Whether it be the sword, a lot of people telling us they like the sword so far. If you don't have the free sword, go to Audiority right now and get it. Absolutely free. Just got to sign up for an account and get yourself the sword, and you're all done. And then he's also got like a handful of other free plugins. There's a phaser. There's Dr. Drive, which is a precision drive-ish. Lots of fun free stuff over there from Audiority. We also have a free plugin from Wavemind called NAM Universal. Sadly, the V2 version, it's sort of in limbo right now. We don't actually know what's going to happen with that. But we are very, very intent on making sure that the presets and everything else get into the free version. Going to be adding to the toolkit as well with some more creators, as Mark Swarbrick and some other Tone Hunt creators have reached out to us and said, hey, yeah, you guys should really get, this thing's awesome. We would love to throw some packs into your next toolkit, and that's a really nice feeling. And we're also working on some more captures in-house, as well, as Eddie is kind of doing that sort of thing. And a few different guys here have gotten load boxes and maybe want to start doing that. I don't know how much further we'll get into it, but it will be updated. So that's 2 free plugins that we have going. This next one will not be free. This will be a paid plugin from Fuse Audio Labs, but it'll be, like everything else at Fuse, extraordinarily well priced. Tomorrow, I will be doing a Fuse Audio Labs stream, and it'll be mostly surf country, some older, kind of older school tones, and with that, we'll also be giving away something from Fuse. He is really, really nice. Was nice enough to offer a bundle. We'll be giving away a premium bundle tomorrow. It will be the the F59, which is a wonderful bassman. You'll be getting that. You'll be getting the pedal bundle. And on top of that, you'll be getting the spring reverb that we talked about just yesterday. It is the greatest surf reverb ever conceived, is what I was told. And it is sort of like the flagship model. It is the VREV 63. And we'll be giving that away in a one large bundle to one lucky viewer tomorrow during the stream. Do not know exactly what time I'll be in here, but it's probably going to be around the usual times of, it'll either be 2:30 or 4:30. All in likelihood, I'll be probably here at 4:30 instead. I'm going to be going after some surf tones a la Dick Dale, and maybe going after some bluesy tones as well in there. And just having a good time with something other than metal. Oh, you remember that? Mark Studios, are you an OG? Were you around in the old days? Did you just come up with that on the spot? Because that actually happened. That actually happened. I was using the Fortin Cali, and somebody did catch the reflection in my glasses. And if you've ever seen the Fortin Cali, it's a very distinguishable plugin. It's a white Tolex head, very easy to see. And I was really dumb about that because you actually could see it in my glasses. And I, at the time, was not using my screen. I was just using a cell phone to do all my streams. And they was set up in such a way that it would pick up the audio really well. And that was the old school streams on the old school group. That's funny that you mentioned that. But guys, it's very excited because Ray and I just sort of fell out of nowhere. Ray and I were talking, and then we're gonna do her. Gosh, this rectifier is just, gosh, it's nice. Gosh, it's just so good. And I'm going to be using the Soldano SLO 100 that they're about to release the second I get it. I'm going to be popping right on here. And we're going to go again with Ampbox. You might be thinking, why didn't you just wait? Well, more Ampbox, the better, because I have been admittedly slacking on my Ampbox a little bit. And I'm going to be giving Mercuriall Audio a lot more time on the channel here, as I really feel that this is some of the best, truthfully, the best sounding software that any guitar player could go and purchase. I want to win something. You do? Charlie Crease, nice to see you, dude. It's his black 200 model. My next one will be a Jackson V. Boy, you really don't like being comfortable, do you? I'm just kidding. I almost bought a V for the channel, and then I was just like, oh shit, dude, I'm gonna have to play it classical the entire stream. Like, I don't know if I could. Nah, see, like with my headphone wire and everything. Hold on. If you ever see me switch my guitar like this, I'm absolutely 300% trying to play lead guitar. The only time I switch to playing guitar like this is when I'm going to try for a lead. Otherwise, it's all I used to play everything like this. I used to sit and play everything in classical. But then I just got used to playing like down here, and it got to be a little bit more comfortable and relaxed. But like a V, you need to have that shit in classical all the time. Like I watch Bryce Van Hoosen on his channel playing his Vs all the time sitting down. And I used to make little jokes and be like, boy, you don't like being comfortable at all, do you? Yeah. That is the only shape that I think I know about that you can't really play sitting down. I wish, dude, that was actually a whole part of Ilmyrus. Makes a very good point. That was a whole big portion of what I intended to do with this channel, and I'm still intending on doing it. I need to get one of those lifted desks, and I am fully intending on doing some standing streams in the new year. I I saw there's a bass player. Oh shit, what's his name? He's the bass player from Soulfly, and he used to be the bass player from Havoc. And he's an avid Twitch streamer, a very avid Twitch streamer. Anybody know who I'm talking about? Is it Mike something? It's gonna kick me right in the teeth when I hear his name. Someone's gonna say it. I'm like, damn it, that guy. Anyways, that dude does his streams standing, and a lot of times I was like, geez, that looks rad. That looks really fun, but I need one of those desks that will raise up. And I don't have one of those desks. So, I mean, I could just monkey the camera up and down, but I don't know. I don't know if I want to do it that way. I kind of would rather just let the whole setup raise up like 6 inches, like the standing desks. So you play it, do you play it classical though, Ghost Fixter? Or do you play it like this? Like, because like if you play a V sitting down, wouldn't it just like, wouldn't it do that immediately? I don't know. I love playing standing on Myers. It's actually most of my life has been, I've played a lot on stage, and I admittedly don't like sitting all the time either. So that's a good thing. Classical position is better. That's funny though. The original flying Vs were designed for country players, country and southern rock guys. That is true. Very true. Very interesting, isn't it? It didn't really stick around too long. It sort of got known as the rebel shape pretty much right away. Then again, country was rebel music when it came out. Nice. Mark Studios, I had no idea. I had no idea that you were an OG, although I see your name when you email, and it does ring a bell. So yes. One of the very first reviews, in fact, I think it was the very first review I ever did for Honest Amp Sim Reviews, was the Mercurial Audio U530. And I was green boy at that time, and I remember going back and forth with Slava a few times and the company a few times with like the review and say, hey guys, did you want to have a look at this review? You know, is there anything you think that I got wrong or anything like that? And it was a bit different, but I just remember that really well, as it was one of the very first reviews I ever did. And regrettably, that website had to get shut down because when we started it, there was only this small handful of developers and a small handful of products, and it didn't really take anything to cover all that stuff. But then the explosion happened of like Neural DSP, STL Tones, and all these other companies started just like pouring out, and all the companies that already existed started just pouring out all this amazing gear. And it got really tough to keep up with. Not to mention, it was just shifting from print and website stuff to, it was shifting very much towards YouTube at that point. And I had no interest in the universe at being behind a camera or doing anything. I was like, nope, I'm not doing anything on YouTube. I'm not just going to do my website. Brr. And it was popular for a while and everything, but it just got to be where a lot of the older reviews were starting to seem really obsolete. And so we ended up starting to redo the reviews a little bit to add to them. And then the thing that really killed it was updating the scores. Nothing bugs me more than when you look up a review for a plugin and it gives like it shows a 10 out of 10. You don't necessarily see the date, and it's from like 2015 or 2016. And that 10 out of 10, if you're reading it 6 years or 7 years after the fact, that 10 out of 10 review can be really misleading for a new customer. That maybe so Johan and I were constantly going back, updating, when something would come out and set the bar higher, we would have to go back and say, well, listen, if this one is a 10, this one doesn't make sense anymore. It doesn't. This one is more like a 7.5 or an 8 now. And this one can't possibly be a 10. If this one's a 10, this one can't even be a 9 if this one's a 10. So we got to go back and fix it. And that kept on happening. And we were And we were both working way too much on a website that just wasn't, it melted down. So that is, if anybody is ever curious as to why that needed to go, we're really glad that we did it, and it was a lot of fun and everything else. But yeah, I needed some time off. That was the other thing. It was just too much. So I took some time off. I went not underground, but I went behind the scenes and started working with lots of different developers on products and product development and beta testing, beta team management, and a bunch of other things that we were doing. And then come back and do the Amp Sim universe with a whole team of us. Instead of just like me and Johan, now there's like 10 of us. And we have a lot of knowledge in our ranks, a lot of really good people, very experienced people in our ranks. I am not the smartest person on our team. I'm not even in the top 5. I'm just the guy out here in the front of the camera. Alrighty. I see 18 people here, man. That's awesome. Nice to see everybody. I got to catch up with the comments, guys. Hold on. Yes, Eddie, you're correct. A lot of people really liked the way their plugins were, and I'm one of them. And I was one of the ones that when they did this, Slava and I talked, and I told him straight up, I regret it. I was actually a little spicy about it. I was like, geez, why would you do this? I don't like this. I don't like this at all, Slava. And he's like, you'll get used to it. You'll get used to it. It's okay. I understand. We know people aren't going to like it off the bat. And I'm like, but I really don't like this. And then I sat on it for a bit, and I think maybe it just was what it was. I didn't like it at first, but then when things started to get, they started to clean it up and they added more gear and it looks cooler and everything. I understood. I understand why they're doing it, because standalone plugins are also kind of tough to maintain because there's a lot of updates to do for Mac. Mac is really annoying because you're constantly updating stuff for their new operating systems that they don't even really announce ahead of time. They drop them and say, deal with it. And a lot of developers, that's why they started to condense things under one platform kind of housing. They just do it because it's easier to update one plugin than it is to update 10. And that's why you're starting to see like companies like Audio Assault, they move things into Amp Locker. You see Mercurial moving things into Ampbox. But they're still maintaining Spark and the ones that they had done outside of Ampbox. But that being said, they're not doing any other ones that way. I understand it. I've grown to like this a lot more. So let's move. I've got about another 10 minutes here, folks. And let's end it off with the 6160 here. 6163 has the ability to be the OG, the standard and stock model, or the stealth. So you see the S down here. Not a lot is made out of this. I know that John Simons just recently made a video on this where he actually draws attention to this little switch right here. You see this little switch? This actually brings it from stealth mode to the stock mode, if you will. So this is the stock mode. And then there's the stealth mode. Bo, if you can be so kind as to let us know what the actual differences are between the stealth and the stock model 5153, that'd be wonderful. Wonderful. It's just wonderful. And so we're just going to set this up. And I'm just actually, you know what? We're going to go blue. We're going to go blue instead. Whoa. Oh. Man, I love the sound of an HM2. Dun, 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 dun. There's not even a screamer on that one. Oh! if they had put a switch for EL34 and 6L6. The Mercuriall Audio 8180 has that, which is kind of cool, but that's a block letter. I get it. It's a different vibe. That is a good idea because I know they have the capability to do that in-house at Mercuriall Audio. So you know what you can do? You know what you should do? Email the company. Tell them they should do that. I will echo it. I will also tell them you guys should really do that. I will tell them that in my stream, several people mentioned that maybe they should do that. Also, I know of another plugin that, if you're curious, Tonality Andy James does that. Also with a KT88 selection, and there is a coming plugin soon that will also have that ability. I can't tell you what the plugin is though. Classic, yes. Stock, classic, sorry. The Stealth has a bit more gain and was revoiced a bit more mid-focused and aggressive. Yeah, the Stealth is such a rad amp. So here, let's just give you an idea of what the sound is like. So there's the Classic and Stealth. Now let's go Classic. Yeah, sounds fucking rad. What do you guys think about Ben Eller taking the spot in Mastodon? Just even temporarily, I don't like it. I think Ben Eller is one of the most fantastic guitar players on the earth. And I think he is an incredibly likable human being. I just don't think he's right for that spot. I think he was a good in a pinch for sure because the guy knows a lot of Mastodon. So he's the most likely guy that's going to get called to fill in for now. But I would love to see them get a little crazier. There's got to be a human being out there that is just really, really perfect to take over for Brent Hinds. And that is going to be a very unique individual. Remember, we also have to think about band chemistry. These guys have been together for a very long time. And to be the person that comes in is almost going to feel like you're Jason Newsted coming into Metallica, although Metallica wasn't even together that long. They certainly weren't together. You would feel more like Rob Trujillo is what I should say there. You would feel like Rob Trujillo coming in to a band because, man, like it is, you are going to have to fit in. So they have to make sure that whoever they're going to bring in is going to fit that mold really, really well. And that is oh boy, those are tough shoes to fill. Real tough shoes. I really hope that Brent Hinds gets back in the saddle and does something else. I don't know what else. I don't even know the reason why. I haven't really heard anything or done any reading of why. Does anybody know why that happened? Was it just like, it seems amicable and mutual. To me, it just sort of seems like someone got sick of touring. That could have been it. And and as we've talked about on this channel before, touring is not a joke. Touring takes every little tiny bit of everything out of you. And I've only been on small scale tours. These guys go on huge scale tours, and it doesn't, as we've said, you can be the biggest rock star on the planet with all the lavish treatment that you can get. Major label tour support, major label riders. You get everything you want hand delivered to you on a silver platter. You have these intense riders where you can put almost anything you want on the rider, and if you're that big a band, you're getting it every night. And that's crazy that, like, you might think, well, that seems so awesome, that seems so lavish, and that's like, how could anybody not want to do that? Well, because you're not at your house, you're not at home, you're not with your family, you're not with your friends, you're not with your pets, you're not with your kids, you're not with your stuff, you're not with, like, and for some of these bands, when you are out on the road, it's difficult to see why you're out there if you're always out there. Why am I always out here making money just for all my nice things to sit at home, and I'm out here? So it could have been that I've made my money, I've invested it right. Whatever it was, I wish him absolutely the best in the future. Yeah, it could be. His vocals are very unique, yeah. Yeah, man, I hope they do something like I said, man, wait, also what? Turn down the input gain on the interface and get the same responses in terms of gain. Free publicity, you get the entire YouTube audience as a bonus. Okay. Stealth Channel 2 has way more gain than the original. Okay. I wish I could own one. All right, guys. So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for being here. Trigger, come on through, buddy. Come on, brother. Hi, buddy. They don't know. You guys don't know Trigger, but he's sort of the come on, buddy. This is sort of the alpha of the house here. Oh. All right, bud. So apparently I'm holding a cat now. Okay. Perfect. So guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you guys being part of this wonderful community. Thank you guys so much for chatting with me today, and just being a part of an awesome channel. That don't eat that, please. What? He was also saying goodbye. We will be back tomorrow with some Fuse Audio Lab stuff and giving away some stuff. Also, Wednesday, I believe it's going to be Audiority Day. I'm going to be doing a Polychrome DSP thing this week, depending on if that coincides or time-wise with their new plugin release, as we were kind of talking about. Lots of stuff. And also, Polychrome is willing to give away a new plugin. One of their new plugins, I don't even know what it is yet. So one of their new plugins will be out there. It could even be Signature thing. Who knows? So, yeah, guys, thanks so much. And see you guys later. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, roughly around the same time, probably a bit earlier. My usual time, about 4 o'clock, 4:30. Thanks so much, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause they love him in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry, Joe Hendry.